Greetings, everyone. My name is Buck Business. Konnichiwa. I'm a quiet critic, and today we're here to review My Little Pony Season 8, Episode 4, Fake It Till You Make It. We begin this episode with Fluttershy-san in her little sanctuary. She's quickly visited by Rarity-san, who's gone about asking everyone else in Ponyville to look out for her shop, and we see that Fluttershy-san, for whatever reason, was her last-ditch effort. Even though in episodes prior we've seen that Fluttershy has taken on the world of fashion before and has done a pretty good job of it, in fact. So this episode already has a weird start to it, and the proceedings goes just as follows. It's a very weird episode that just proceeds. So, indeed, Fluttershy-san is trying to handle a customer that wants opposites of what she's asking for. Like, she'll say one thing and then she'll say the thing that is the opposite of that said thing. And Rarity-san takes charge with super confidence and leaves the customer happy. So Rarity-san says something about clothes making the pony, and then we see that Fluttershy-san still can't even handle the second customer that comes in with a different attitude, or a similar attitude, but still can't quite get a grip on this yet. So, after she lacks the confidence, she puts on the clothes and acts the part that she's pulling off. So, Rarity starts to leave. But soon after, she starts to worry, but is given herself some confidence once one of the pony customers tells her that Fluttershy is doing a good job. However, Fluttershy-san increases her snootiness until she's becoming more and more aggressive, but she gets a different type of customer. So now she has to change her character to a pony that's more down key, more just down with the groove, if you will. And in all of the worlds, Fluttershy really says the word woke. Yeah, MLP really getting into this generation of the world, obviously. From there, she then proceeds to give a goth-like performance. However, with these three new personas, she takes them too far, rejecting more and more customers from the shop. So, these three little squirrels go to Spiky-kun, and they manage to tell him all the problems, and he manages to figure them out. He relays this information to Twily-san, who now wants to pay a visit with some of the others. Rainbow Dash gets pushed aside from her. She rejects Applejack with one of her other personas, and then she shows them all out with that snooty-like persona. So, with no other options left, they go to see Rarity herself, and say that more and more of the customers have been leaving. So she heads back and sees the damage that Fluttershy has been causing. So she then proceeds to fire all versions of the Fluttershy, all the different personas that she has put on. Then suddenly, Rarity-san is inspired to make a new line of clothes, and then backs down this one last customer. Fluttershy-san backs down the last customer, then she mentions that inner strength. And that is the end of this episode. But there are a lot of issues here. Indeed. Okay, so at some point in this episode, Rarity mentions how she has once again, for whatever reason, she mentions how Fluttershy has learned the same lesson over and over again and should be used to this by now. And yet, the episode proceeds to teach her the same lesson again, just with a different coat of paint. This is the exact same lesson she learned from Iron Will. How is this episode any better? Sure, her performances with the different little personas is a little treat, but it doesn't make the episode good when the moral itself is just something we've seen before. This episode surely lacks, especially with the title like Fake It Till You Make It. That would imply that the exact opposite should be happening, that she should start off not doing so well, get advice, then become a good actress. That would actually be a different moral, technically. I don't know if MLP is technically covered doing the opposite of becoming a good actress to, putting on a face to run a place, but yeah, that would be a different moral for Fluttershy sign at the very most. I don't think she's learned that before. But no, she learned something she's already learned before. So what was the whole point of the entire episode? It's kind of pointless. It makes even less sense since, again, Fluttershy's seen the fashion scene before. We've known she can do this. In fact, parts of her we've seen can do better than Rarity at points. So again, this episode makes very little sense when she has very little knowledge here of the actual fashion. So this episode is plagued by its own ability to stand out from other Fluttershy episodes. It's going back on the issues we've seen with Fluttershy episodes in the past. And it could have easily been fixed by putting everything in reverse. Honestly, this episode is just a big disappointment. It would have been interesting to see her do these personas and then actually work at them and get better at them, not get worse. Again, this entire episode feels flipped. But yes, that is our review of this episode. Stick tap, ping pong potty! And if you enjoyed this review of this episode, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also make sure to check out that link in the description, and as I'll head you over to our Patreon page, and any donations are extremely appreciated at this point in our channel time. And until next time, everyone, farewell!